afternoon. How's it going? Just looking outside my window to see today. A little, a little bit of blue sky out there. Not a lot, mostly clouds. I think it's supposed to thunderstorm at some point. They keep saying thunderstorm, but I because I grew up in Texas and they have freaking amazing thunderstorms, and up here where I am currently, it's very blah thunderstorms. My son keeps getting his hopes up. Storm. That's not going to be good. They hardly ever are. He goes, let's go down to Texas then. We never go in the summer. And I'm like, that's the only time we go down to Texas when it's friggin' hot. That and winter sometimes, which it's still pretty hot in winter. You could go swimming in winter, which I've done many times. Anyway, um, yeah. Sorry. I'm kind of feeling funky. You ever get that feeling where you're nauseous because you're hungry, but because you're nauseous, you don't want to eat? I had that feeling, and so I ate something, and now I'm nauseous again because I ate. I don't know. I really should just not try to eat anything before noon. My body doesn't seem to like that, so just not do that. Even drinking water right now, I'm like, ooh, but water's important. But yeah, I've been having a pretty chill morning. And when I say chill, I mean managing my dogs because my husky's been a little chaos gremlin this morning. He has been pestering his bro, who's a little 15-pound Chiweenie. This 70-pound husky is always trying to get him to play, but he doesn't really like that because he's an old man and he's, a bit crushed. And then now the husky's sleeping by me. He does this thing where he boxes me in. I don't know what it is, but he'll make it so that I can't. It's very hard for me to get up from wherever I am. So, like for instance, where I am now, he is right here, right on the side here, over here, um, kind of, laying on his side. And in order for me to get up, I'd have to step over him and get over him, and it's difficult sometimes. Um, Whenever I sit in my reading chair, he'll sit right in front of me, which is very annoying because it reclines. So if I want to recline, I gotta kick him out of the way. And then when it's reclined, he likes to lay under the chair. And then if I'm sitting on the couch, he'll lay right in front of me too. So I can't get up. And I'm like, what is your deal? He only does it with me. He does not do it with anyone else. So I don't know if it's because he likes me or if it's because he doesn't like me. You never know with the husky. But right now he's calm, which is good. He was talking earlier. Anyway, enough of me yabbering on. We are going to be working on some character development today. So we are going to I have characters that are developed, but they're not fleshed out in terms of their abilities. So for those of you who don't know, I'm writing a book about this group of people that go to a D&D conference and get sucked through a portal into the Feywild. Um, and when they get sucked into the portal, they're cosplaying as different fantasy characters. And when they get into the Feywild, they realize that they actually are those fantasy characters. So, for instance, there's a guy dressed up as a tiefling sorcerer, and now he's an actual tiefling sorcerer. So, I have things like that, like how old they are, what they look like, but I don't have their abilities in their new forms, which chapter 5 is where we're at, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And so I was like, instead of trying to write my way through that, I should have a pretty good idea of what they can and can't do. So we're going to be working on that. I don't know if we're going to get it done today, but that's what we'll be working on. So let's work on that, shall we? Now I did so what I did was create this chart because I like the charts. But it's got all of our characters except for Fia. I will be doing Fia on my own. She's the main character. But you've got Enya, who's a fire genasi, Robert, who's a human, um, Jasper is a tiefling, Ronnie is a tabaxi. He's only half tabaxi, so me half human tabaxi. Soren's an elf. I guess I should add insert before. Also add what their class is. So she is a ranger. Robert is a fighter, I believe. I always forget if he's a fighter or anything else, but I'm pretty sure he is. Let me check my notes. Fighter, yeah, he's a fighter. Okay, and then he's a sorcerer. He's a bard. And then for Soren, I haven't really picked one for him, but I think for him, he would be a wizard. A wizard elf. We'll go with that. Gotta save that. And then what I want to do is go through and kind of read up on what special characteristics and abilities being, you know, a tiefling and stuff gives people, and then the different spells that they can do, and pick the ones that I want these characters to be able to do. So it's going to be, I don't think we're going to get done with it today, but we shall try. Well, I mean, we don't even really need to try. I'd be happy doing this next time too, because I like spreadsheets to a certain extent. I wouldn't say I'm crazy about spreadsheets, but I don't mind them. So I did create Enya last time, so I'm gonna view what I chose for her. She has I'm gonna bump her up to a level 2. They're not, I don't think they're level 2 yet in the book, really, but I want to see what spells they have. So go back, edit her slightly. Edit. No. Come on, D&D Beyond, get it together. Every time. Okay. All right, so she's gonna be a level 2. And with level 2, we can pick some things. So we get an expertise and languages. So she and a fighting style. So she's not a druid, so I don't think she would take the druid. So let's see what feat she would take. Archery. She would take archery because she has a bow. Easy peasy with that. So, and then as far as skill expertise, I think hers would probably be. She's a fire genasi ranger. Maybe stealth. And then languages. I'm trying to think what her other languages that she speaks are. Character sheet. So right now she only speaks common and primordial. So she can also speak. We'll say because she is with Soren, she's going to learn Elvish from Soren. And Fia knows another language just naturally, which is Sylvan. So she's going to learn that from her friend as well, which I think will make sense. Skip that. Skip that. Okay, I don't think anything else changes then. My dog's dreaming because his little paws are twitching. Okay. So I'm going to actually go back to Fire Genasi. So let's write down some things for her, for Miss Enya. Enya. So she, as a species, she has dark vision, fire resistance, obviously. And reach to the blaze, which I'm trying to remember. You know, the produce flame cantrip. So produce flame cantrip. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that's done. Why does it not? Never save that. Okay. So now, okay, so now she's updated. Stealth is a +5. Heck yeah. So features and traits. We go to spells first. So this is, okay, I think I'm not going to do the second level spells yet. Go back here. We'll come back to it. I'll just gray it out for now. This, I think. Do that for this one too. Okay. So as a fire genasi, she has dark vision, fire resistance, and reach to the place. As a fire genasi. Let's forget how to wrap text in this program. It's not Word. And like I really don't know. not Microsoft, so I'm not quite 100% sure how to wrap it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. All right, so she has all those abilities. As a ranger, features and traits. She's good at archery. Traits. Okay, so she's got archery. She's got favored enemy. She's got hunter's mark. What does she have? And she is good with the longbow and the dagger. Those are her. Longbow and dagger. All right, for spells, for cantrips, it's Hunter's Mark, or this is first level. All right, cantrip is Produce Flame. That's right. Gosh dang it, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Her cantrip is Produce Flame and Hunter's Mark. Okay, so those are the things that she can currently do right now. So in chapter 5, when she's working on her ability, she's going to be working on her archery, which will include Hunter's Mark and Favored Enemy, and then also Produce Flame. Perfect. Wonderful. All right, so that is Enya. Now for Robert. And what I could do is I could just create a character in D&D. I think I will, but I could also just go through the spells and look, but let's... I think I'm getting a headache too. Goodness. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's save her. Save. And then let's go and create. Let's see. Is there anything? Actions. Yeah, yep, that's all she can do. All right, so let's create Robert. His name is Robert Byrne, I believe. No, that's not right. My notes. My notes. Burn. That's not what I meant. Shining means shining with glory. Burn. We can add his face. Where? Did it take? That portrait. Apply. Why does it make you click on so many things to do that? Anyway. All right, so Robert, you are going to be a fighter. Add class. We're going to make you level 2. So we get proficiencies. So I think definitely survival for Robert. And probably athletics. Fighting style. He's good with daggers, so I'm going to assume that's thrown weapon. He gets second wind. Let me write this down. So as a fighter, it's thrown weapons. Second wind. What does tactical mind give us? Mind for tactics. When you fail on an ability check, you can expend a use of your second wind to push yourself. Okay. Weapon mastery. We are definitely daggers. I think he's a fighter. So I think he's going to have maybe a short sword as well. And then lastly, he's going to have a dagger. He's mostly good with daggers. Dagger, short sword. And I think the throwing stars. Which, what are those called again? Morning star. A morning star. All right. Okay. I don't care about this part for them because we already have it in our notes, so I'm going to just skip that. He is just a human. He's a human. So humans are resourceful, skillful, and versatile. So they're going to be medium, skillful, I think intimidation, versatile. What do we want for that? What's tough? Ooh, that increases our hit points. Savage attacker. Tavern brawler. I kind of like the tough. We'll go with tough. That was tough. And then languages. So again, he's gonna pick up on not have Sylvan on here. No. Does he already speak Sylvan? All right, fine. He'll pick up on Elvish because he's with an elf. And let's see, in terms of the story, we'll also say Dwarvish. Intent. Okay. Standard array. So his constitution is going to be his highest. and a strength. And he's actually pretty good intelligence. Then dexterity, wisdom. And while he is... let's change that. We'll have wisdom be his lowest, and he'll be more charming. Choose an option. Choose an ability score. I'm going to choose charisma because I want that to be a little bit more. And then one to increase by... say intelligence. Starting equipment. What do we want? I don't want a chainmail greatsword. I think we'll just take the gold. All right, let's view Robert here. So he's got -1 in charisma and wisdom. So he's not wise. He does let his emotions kind of get in the way of things. Okay, so let's see here. He's got all of his weapons. He can do attack and, I'm sorry, second wind and tactical mind. I've got that on there. Yeah. Bonus actions. He does 2 weapon fighting. You gain heroic inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. That's nice. Okay, so he doesn't have any spells per se. So for him, I'm gonna move this over to the other. As a human, he is resourceful. Which means he gets heroic inspiration after a long rest. He is skillful and he is versatile. Means he is tough. Okay, so those are his species traits, characteristics. And as a fighter, he is good with daggers, morning stars, and he also has a short sword. And then he also gets Also gets action surge, tactical mind, and second wind as a fighter. Okay. That's all he can do, or that's all of his characteristics. He doesn't have spells per se, so for that, I'm just going to put none. None. I don't know about that yet, but so I'm going to put none for. I click on this. Just anyway, we'll put none for cantrips or level 1 spells because he doesn't have any. He does have pretty cool stuff he can do though, but he is not a magic user, so cool. All right, let's go ahead then and create our next person. It's going to be Jasper. Now Jasper for sure will have some magic because he's a sorcerer. A sorcerer. And I forget Jasper's name. Last name. Jasper. What did I call him? Gordon. Jasper Gordon. Gross. He is 2 that I liked of him. Which one do I like the most? This one? Is that the only one I have of him? Oh, no. This one. I don't think that was the one that I liked the most. I think it was this one, actually. Yeah. Okay. So this is Jasper. He is a sorcerer. He's going to be level 2. All right, core sorcerer traits. I think Arcana for sure. And then persuasion because he's a pretty smooth talker. He's kind of a bully. For now. He might change. Okay. Spells. Let's just read through all of them, shall we? When you cast a spell that forces other creatures to make a saving throw, you can protect some of those creatures from the spell's full force. I'm gonna say no, that doesn't sound like him at all. You can spend 1 sorcery point to double the spell's range. Probably not. Roll damage for a spell. You can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll the number of damage dice. Maybe that would be good for him. You cast a spell. You can spend 1 sorcery point to double its duration. Okay. Give 1 target of the spell disadvantage. In the casting time of an action, you can spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time to a bonus action for this casting. So far, I think the empowered is really him. So I'll save that one. Seeking. If you make an attack roll for a spell and miss, you can add 1 sorcery point to re-roll the d20. You must take the new roll. Subtle. I don't think Jasper would be subtle at all. When you cast a spell that deals a type of damage from the following list, you can spend 1 sorcery point to change that damage to one of the other listed types. Twin spell. You cast a spell such as Charm Person that can be cast with a higher level spell slot to target an additional creature. I don't know if I want the twinned or the transmutated spell. Twinned. Cast a spell. Higher level. Target an additional person. And the other one, I think it would probably be twinned because, like I said, he's kind of a bully, so the more people he can get, the better. We're gonna skip this part. He is be a tiefling. And he's gonna be medium as well. So, as a tiefling, they have dark vision, fiendish legacy, presence. So for fiendish legacy that grants you supernatural abilities. We can be abyssal, chthonic, or infernal. So you can either have resistance to poison damage and know the poison spray cantrip. You can have resistance to necrotic damage and have the chill touch cantrip. Or we can have resistant to fire damage and know the firebolt cantrip. I don't think we're going to do infernal because we already have a fire genasi. Want to look. Recent doc. Let me just, because Jasper's already made an attack on one of his party members. As a joke, obviously. And I want to see what I put down as what he did. Okay. Okay. Flames suddenly appear all around him. Okay. So I've already used flames. I think I might have to change that. Highlight that. Save that. I will go back and change that because I don't necessarily want that. Mm. Maybe poison. I kind of like the idea of him having hold person, so we'll do abyssal. All right. You learn a spell show on the table. You always have it prepared. Charisma, because he's charismatic. Oh, we know the Thermagy cantrip. Cantrip. And then we'll eventually know, we know poison spray can. Dino, you don't no. There's a dog barking at the dog park across the street, and that means Dino apparently has to bark. And we're resistant to poison damage. And then language. I mean, I think that one. And we'll pick Elvish too. Standard array. Charisma. Charisma is going to be his highest. I think followed by. He's not exact. He's smart, but he's not like the smartest. I think probably dexterity will be his next one. And then intelligence, strength, wisdom, constitution. Determine. We'll increase his constitution and his constitution and his wisdom. Okay. Yeah, we can give him that. Okay, let's take a look at him. Take a look at him now. He's just okay. So pretty good. He doesn't have any negatives. So that's good. Arcana and persuasion are his things. He's resistant to that. Spells. Not have any first level spells. Yet, mother trucker. Okay. So let's pull this up. And as a tiefling, he has dark vision, fiendish legacy, and other worldly presence. As a sorcerer, say what? I'm gonna say none for first level spells, but for cantrip, he can do thaumaturgy and poison spray. And then let's see, features and traits. Sorcerer traits. So as a sorcerer, he's got the empowered spell and the twinned spell. He also is there anything else? Say no, and then I think for just gonna put under here, he has resistance to poison. Okay, cool. All right, we've got Jasper down. Save this. Save. All right, moving on. Actually, you know what? We could do we'll do Soren next. At least start him. Create a character. Soren. Soren, what's his name? What's his name? Doyle. Or Brathel. Doyle. Brathel. How I spelled? Did I spell it right? Brathel. Yep. Let's add his thing, shall we? Where are you at, Soren? Where you be? All right, that's Soren. He is going to be a wizard. Now, he's been a wizard for a while, so he is not level 2. I'm going to make him level 5, actually. So he's level 5 wizard. Proficiency. He is good with Arcana and also good with nature. Scholar. I would say he's probably the best with nature, though. His subclass. Oy, oy. So many choices. I think. Could choose a feat. Yeah, he's gonna choose that. Actually, he's a very smart guy. I'll go with intelligence. He'll do fade teleportation. Wizard subclass. What's Order of the Scribes? Most bookish. I don't think he's the most bookish, so no. War magic? He was in a war. I think he would do war magic since he was in a war. Would make the most sense. Let's get this part. He is an elf. We want to do We could choose Ladrin Elf or High Elf. Let's see. Let's see. Keen Mind and Master. I think we'll do Eladrin. Or Soren. So he has dark vision. Who doesn't have dark vision, honestly? Dark vision, keen senses, a history, trance, elf, weapon, training, and face step. Face step, yeah. All right, moving on. Intelligence. Intelligence will be his highest, then his charisma, then his, I think, dexterity and wisdom. Constitution and strength. Okay. Let's see what he's got going on. Okay, so he can't be charmed, which is perfect. He can't be charmed. He's immune against magical sleep. He, spell-wise, doesn't have any first. But second level, he's got Misty Step, so let's that on the. Oh, I exited out of it. Why did I do that? Well, I think I'll go back and I'll add him next time, or maybe right before. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so good. Got some character development going on there. Yeah, that will be good. Next time we'll round it out, and then we can kind of write in what they're doing, because in chapter 5 they're going to be practicing their abilities. We ended chapter 4 with Enya going into the woods to practice her archery. So I think that will be a good time, because Soren tells them to practice, and they can all start practicing and getting to know their abilities and stuff. I think that will be good. That will be fun. All right. Oh, sorry. Camera is so. I need a better camera. I need all the things. All the things I need. Let's exit out of it. Let's do that. Oh. Let's find someone to raid into, shall we? Okay. Let's find someone to raid. Find someone to raid right now. Right now we're gonna sound right. Let's. All right, let's go ahead and raid Spirit Goblin. playing a game right now called Quarantine Zone, where he is seeing, I think it's a game where he's checking people to see if they're sick and stuff. So yeah, if you like games and you want to check that out, then please do. If not, then thanks for joining me, and I will go ahead. I'll go ahead and see you next time. So until then, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you.